Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dubai Business Diaries, the podcast where we uncover the real stories behind building a career and business in one of the world's most dynamic cities. Dubai isn't just a global business hub, but also a fast becoming center for sports and entertainment with world-class events and ambitious projects shaping the industry. But behind the scenes, it takes a structure, compliance, governance, and deep industry insight to build a sustainable sports business in this region. Today's guest has dedicated his career to exactly that, from advising federations and athletes to supporting the growth of sports and entertainment businesses through the regulatory frameworks and compliance structures. He has been at the forefront of shaping the sports ecosystem in Dubai. Damir Valeev is the CEO of ISEZA, a specialized zone dedicated to supporting sports and entertainment businesses, where he brings over 20 years of experience as a corporate lawyer, a compliance advisor across the Middle East, Europe, and Russian-speaking countries. Damir has a deep footprint in the sports industry, advising federations, clubs, athletes, and sports-related businesses on governance and dispute resolution, helping them navigate the unique challenges of the sector. Through ISEZA, he champions the growth of the sports and entertainment ecosystem in the UAE. Alongside his legal practice, Damir is actively engaged in academia, lecturing on sports law, corporate governance, and compliance at leading universities and professional programs. So happy to have you today as our first guest in this Dubai Business Diaries. Very welcome, Damir.
Thank you, Maria. Happy to be here with you.
Okay, so the purpose of today is to know about your profile. Many of the people watching us today wonder how to build a career, how to make it in Dubai. So the very first question that it comes to mind is, how did you make it to the UAE? Why the UAE? And since when?
Well, I'm here since 2010, and I made it here through Geneva. I started with a Swiss law firm. I graduated, I did my master's in the US, and I was looking for a job like everyone does. And I met the managing partner of the Geneva office at that time, and they just opened an office here in Dubai. So they offered me to start here in the UAE, and I absolutely loved the idea. The management, the managing partner was really supportive. So that was a start for me back in 2010 here.
Oh, great. I think it resonates something for me as well. When was, if we could say, the moment that you realized Dubai is the place for me in the long term?
Well, I guess it was fairly straight away. Most of the things were already here. It sounds like it was a long time ago, but most of the buildings, I mean, the fast pace was already here, and you could feel it. So the moment I landed, when I saw all the developments, I thought, wow, I mean, the city is growing. You could feel the vibe, you could feel the energy, the atmosphere. So that was pretty much straight away for me. I mean, that aha moment that you're talking about.
So it was love at first sight, at first landing, let's say.
I would say so, yes.
Very interesting. What would you say have been the challenges for you in building a career in sports in the UAE?
Well, at that time, sports law was pretty much unknown as a legal practice. There were a few law firms that actually practice sports law. So that we were among the first actually who started the sports law practice, dedicated sports law practice, and also in the region. And then obviously Qatar won the bid for the World Cup, and it picked up really well. Dubai hosted numerous sports events, and now it's a separate field. Now you have plenty of aspiring lawyers willing to come to Dubai, to the UAE, practice sports law specifically.
Did you ever, and I think from your answer so far, I know the answer, but did you face any moment of doubt through your career?
Not that it was a U-turn doubt. I was probably more and more interested in sports law practice. It was not just that. When I came, we did a lot of corporate structuring, commercial, transactional work. But I felt the more it went and the more Dubai developed, that the sports and entertainment industry developed, I felt like we need to establish and we need to move forward with the dedicated sports law practice.
From a non-sports lawyer background, what would you say are the differences when helping sports businesses? The differences when you help a sports business rather than when you help a non-sports. What makes the sports industry so specialized?
Right. Well, I would say it's more fascinating, really. I mean, dealing with all the sports and entertainment personalities. The general approach is the same. It's widely known that sports lawyers are very much affected by the emotions, by the sports that they follow, by the teams that they follow, and it's quite often, speaking about the clubs, the investors, it's very much emotion driven. So that probably makes the whole difference, because most of the decisions are based on, I mean, being a sports fan, being a former professional athlete. People are looking at the sports industry differently, not very rational, which is okay to a certain extent, but that's probably the main difference comparing to other industries.
You were mentioning that from the moment that you arrived, you felt the vibe, the fast pace. How do you balance yourself, with the high work pressure and having a balanced life? I assume you have a balanced life.
Well, I'm trying to. Well, Dubai is a fast-paced city, definitely. But then having a few years, having a few summers, you more or less understand your rhythm throughout the year. Summer is usually quieter. I personally prefer summers because you can do many things. You can do all the admin, back office stuff. Winter is full of events, and you go from one to another, especially sports events. So that's really the balance, and I think it offers everything. You can really find what's good for you, what you personally enjoy. So from that perspective, it's the place to find and to meet any interests.
Hard work and also hard play, no?
Yes.
For families, elder, and I think all ages find some fun and balance in Dubai. How have you seen the sports industry evolve over the years?
Massively. I mean, if you look at the calendar, the events in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi, all across the UAE are massive, and new sports are coming, new events are coming, and entertainment sector. I mean, if you look at all the theme parks, the new announcement with the Disney park, I mean, and not just in the UAE, in the region overall, and obviously Saudi Arabia is booming now with all the major events. It's really good for the region. Competition is good. I mean, we both come from sports, so you know that if you compete, if you play with strong players, strong teams, that's how you grow. So that's really a good thing for the region, that there are a lot of regional players developing the field and developing the sports industry.
I'm thinking, how many federations could you say you have seen over your 15 plus years here being created? I have one in mind. The Paddle Federation was not there at the very beginning.
Right.
Do we have a Paddle Federation now?
We have a Paddle Federation. I'm sure you remember that well. We established the first Paddle Academy back in 2010. It was probably a bit too early. Now Paddle is everywhere. And it was the first 2 courts, Paddle Arabia, that started the trend. And there was no federation at that time. It was still Tennis Emirates that was overseeing the paddle sports. But now there's a federation. There are so many federations, national federations, regional, international federations are being established in the UAE. Annually, we have 3 or 4 new federations in the pipeline. There are many international federations based here. ICC, International Cricket Council, is based here. Asian Paralympic Committee, I'm part of the APC as well, is being headquartered here. It's becoming the place for the international and regional federations for many reasons. And it's a good alternative to traditional jurisdictions like Switzerland, Monaco. Most of nationalities do not require visas to come to the UAE. You can get to Dubai within a day from pretty much everywhere. So that's a great meeting place for international federations or regional headquarters to be established here in the UAE.
If you think all that has taken place in only 15 years,
Yes.
you have been very busy. I'm very sure. What advice would you give to the young Damir? I'm sure there are many young Damirs watching. What advice would you give to young sports lawyers, or not so young, but wanting to find a spot in the Dubai and UAE's sports industry?
Well, first you have to be a good lawyer, and that makes a good sports lawyer. That's usually the advice. Again, you can be driven by passion for sports. You can love sports, being a big fan of certain sports, but then it's the legal background that you have to have in the first place. But then I would say look around. There are so many clubs, sports investors, leagues coming to the UAE. Not necessarily that you can come and join the existing organization, but you can make a good pitch for a league, for a sports investor to come and to establish something that does not exist. And Dubai is all about being the first, and that can be a great start. Again, talk to people, and people are very open in Dubai. The network, the industry is quite open to newcomers. So it's good to talk, to actually meet people and bring something new. That's what Dubai really embraces.
Yes, face to face, I think
it helps a lot, really.
It helps significantly, I would say. Now, talking about myths, because many people usually watch videos about Dubai and the UAE, and they have an idea of Dubai. I always say that Dubai and the UAE are victims and also, the heroes of their own story. Yeah? What would you say is a myth that you would like to debunk about the UAE and Dubai? Something that is not real. Huh?
Well, there are many of them, and it's surprising how long certain things can live. The more people come to Dubai, and I guess half of the world have been here already because it's a very popular place, obviously, the more they realize that not everything that they heard is probably true. But from legal perspective, it's probably the succession planning. It's very common for people to think that it's done somehow differently. We all know, that well, it changed a lot, and it does not have that any risk element. So I would say from legal perspective, it's the succession planning, having a family. It's an established jurisdiction with the rules, with the procedures in place. Yes, it's the Middle East. You have to acknowledge all the specifics, especially in sports. And it does, betting is prohibited, and it's a big industry in other countries. It does affect, but overall, it's an established international center.
It's an established jurisdiction. Yes, loads of unknowns. Now, in terms of investment, personal investment and time investment, what would you say has been the time investment that has paid out you the most?
Well, I guess it's my family. That's the personal investment, if I can say so. But it's also the career, because you don't feel the boundaries, you don't feel the limits. You talk to the government. Again, if you have a unique project, if you have something that you can offer to the city, you have to be creative. It has to be new. Dubai, like you said, is spoiled by all the attention. But if you bring something new, people are willing to listen, and people are willing to chip in to help to drive the projects that you have.
You would say something new over working very, very hard? Do you think that Dubai and the UAE compensate those that work very, very hard, or they compensate to a greater extent those that bring something new?
Well, it definitely does. Again, the approach, the vision of Dubai is to do things differently, and that's the main thing. I mean, you can do a lot of things, but then if you do it differently, if you're creative, if you try to create something in the environment that did not have it before, I mean, that really pays off. So it's working hard, definitely, but it's also being bold and being ambitious to bring new ideas.
This is a very good point I didn't think about before, honestly. Because I always say Dubai is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You need to work hard. It's a marathon. It's a marathon. So I over concentrate on the hard work. But
it's also the concentration of talent. I mean, if you look around, it's really the city where the whole world is in one city. I mean, you can meet any nationality. You can, again, talking about sports and entertainment, you can meet any celebrity, any personality in Dubai. And the so-called Dubai chocolate effect, it's not just social media. It's a lot, really. I mean, the social media contributed a lot, but it's also the concentration of talent, young, ambitious, future-thinking people being here, creative something new, and then all of a sudden you have a product in a such developed market that is everywhere. I mean, it's not a local thing. It did appear in Dubai, but now it's worldwide. So speaking of marathon, that's what makes all the timing, bringing the people, raising families, creating the environment, the atmosphere where people create, where they live, they feel comfortable, and they produce something new, not just locally, but internationally.
Yes. No longer a regional hub now. It's worldwide. In terms of, I'm going to go now with a quick fire round. Mainland or free zones for sports businesses?
Well, that's legal. It's very technical. In certain things, it has to be mainland. It must be mainland, mainly infrastructure, sports infrastructure, Padel Academy, any sports facilities. So the choice is predetermined. If it's not, if we're talking about sports management, sports entertainment, consultancies, any sports agencies, my choice is still with the free zone. You can do more things with the free zone. Free zones are more flexible usually, and they offer a variety of structuring options. So I would say free zone, and we are part, ISEZA as a part of the Dubai World Trade Center free zone. We've added about 100 unique license activities related to sports and entertainment that do not exist in other free zones. And we tailor each and other activity that enters the market. So our goal, our mandate is to accommodate any sports and entertainment business coming to the UAE, coming to the Dubai. If the activity does not exist, we create it very quickly. We work closely with the Dubai Sports Council. They're very helpful and very proactive in terms of adding those new activities that would foster the development of sports and entertainment industry here in the UAE. We're talking about esports, gaming, sports tech, AI-driven sports technology, and many other fun tokens, fun engagement, many other new industries. If you think of it, it's really the future that do not exist in other parts of the world and other places.
So ISEZA is going to give personalized attention and accommodate perhaps those activities that still don't have a fit in. Very interesting.
Yes, definitely. Definitely for each and every activity, we try to create, if the license does not exist, we try to create a new license. And it happens on a daily basis, really. That's again, the Dubai approach, thinking out of the box, being bold, and bringing something new that does not exist.
Yes. No, very, very interesting. 100 new activities not covered up to date is something huge. Now, the best networking platform in the UAE, in your opinion?
Well,
Where to start?
it depends. Well, from my experience, and again, I'm biased, being a sports lawyer. It's actually sports clubs. I mean, it's not much business networking, and there are many of them. But I would say, and these are usually the first things that you come to a new place, you try to find something. I mean, to spend time, to make friends, and then you go around and you start usually with the sports that you do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, and usually the bond, the interaction is really good. So I would say, and it's good for the health, for the well-being as well. So I would say to go to sports clubs, whatever sports you do, and find friends and people there.
Long time ago, someone told me that if people see you doing something you are good at, you are very good at tennis. So
That's so good. I wish.
He's good. If they see you something you are good at, they immediately assume that you are good at everything else. So if you are an accountant, but they see you playing very good football, they assume that you are a very good accountant as well. This is the philosophy behind the U.S. networking.
That definitely helps. I mean, you come from the professional sports and you know really well how it works, and it shapes the way you do things, how you approach things. I mean, I come from individual sports, and now I notice it more and more. You think differently, you do things differently. You played soccer, so you know it's always the teamwork. It does affect your personality, but it also affects your business skills, your professional skills.
Soccer and tennis, same level, but my soccer was better than my.
You're the champion.
Than my tennis. But I must say, I completely agree, because when you are inside the court by yourself, you know, you only have an option. You know, you must overcome it. And when you have bad balls, you say, well, it's only one ball, you know, It's just one ball. But when you make a very good ball, it's...
Well, you know, I mean, what's the most important, what was the most important point in tennis? The next one. It's always the next one. I mean...
Yeah, it keeps you positive.
Yeah.
You must be positive until the last one, even if you're in the tie break 6-1.
Well,
but
you have to.
That's what makes it. One hidden gem in Dubai for sports lawyers, for sports lovers.
For sports lovers, well, it depends. I mean, it really depends what kind of sports you do. And my personal preference is with the aviation club, where the Irish Village is based, and not necessarily during the tournament, not necessarily during the Dubai Open, but overall. I mean, now it's an old part of the city, but if you go there, the atmosphere, the trees, the birds singing, I mean, it's completely different. And this is where you can feel the history. I mean, the tournament has been there for more than 25 years, but it evolved. I like the place personally, how cozy it is. Small stadium, you can see the big names really close. Not everyone knows, but other courts are free to come to watch, and you can come and watch world-class tennis, top 10 players playing there. And that's perfect for the kids, for the families, but also outside the tournament. I mean, it's a great environment to be there, really.
Loads of players train there. You can see top names any day, just by chance. Okay, we're coming already to the last part of our conversation today. What does making it in Dubai mean to you?
I have to ask what exactly it means.
Well, you say you feel you make it in Dubai, or you can say that people make it in Dubai when what happens?
Right. Well, for me personally, again, I mean, it's my career and the projects that we launched over this time. It's the family, it's the kid that I got here, and it becomes home. I mean, that's probably the main thing. You feel, I'm sure you have the same, and all the people who live here for quite long. when you land, when you enter the airport, and when you see people smiling, all those smiling faces and positive people, you feel like, wow, I'm home. That's the feeling that you get.
When you hear the Emirates sound on the plane, yeah. You're like, yes, I'm on my way back. So what's next for you, and what's next for ISEZA?
Well, ISEZA is a project that has been launched very, very recently. Our goal, our mandate is to create an ecosystem for the sports business to come to the UAE, to thrive, to collaborate. We're creating a platform for the sports and entertainment business, not just to get the license. I mean, that's when our journey actually starts. So we help with the full cycle. We help in liaising with the Dubai Sports Council, with the Ministry of Sports, with all the stakeholders involved. Again, our mandate is to bring new ambitious projects to the region, to the UAE, to Dubai specifically. And we support startups, we support international federations, regional federations. We will host, after the summer, there will be a lot of events that we will host, academic, non-academic training. ISEZA Home is basically the home for the sports and entertainment industry to come together, to meet, to collaborate, to make good for the city, to become a space where the creative minds meet and create and do something really good, really great.
This is fantastic. I think you're going to be very busy, very excited over the next few months, if not years. Yeah. Because beginning are hard, but exciting as well. Where can we find more information about ISEZA? I'll be very happy to post it in the comments so everyone
Well, you can reach out to us directly. And personally, I think it's always good because then we can explain more and we can really tailor what's required. And I mean, it's the email, the contact details that you can put to your listeners, basically to reach out to us. There will be more information coming out. There will be separate dedicated newsletters also to specific industries, because again, it's very broad, to esports, tax planning and sports, sports leagues, sports investors, franchise owners, sports agents. So there will be more and more information, but also dedicated team events, specifically for those who are interested in, and we have quite a few in the pipeline. We'll announce it soon, but starting from September, it will be really, really packed with all the events. So we welcome, again, I mean, it's a home for the sports and entertainment industry. We welcome everyone to come to visit our space, to attend our events, and to network.
Well, that's fantastic. So, sports lovers, sports industry, sports lawyers, check out the comments for all information about ISEZA. Thank you so much, Damir. It's a pleasure to see you once again and to learn from you. And we wish you all the best to you and to ISEZA in the upcoming months and years.
Thank you very much, Maria. Always a great pleasure.